Mall Santas of Reddit, what is the weirdest thing a kid asked for Christmas? Not a Santa, but I have been a Mrs. Claus for the last few years and I always ask the kids what they want while we do our crafts. My favorite was this 4 to 5 year old girl that told me she wanted one of those loud horns. She made a gesture like she was using those canned air horns and she made a little horn sound. She said she wants to use it to wake up her baby brother when he naps in the daytime so he knows what it's like. Not a Santa but an elf. I read a letter, maybe I shouldn't have, from a child who asked for a dolphin, specifically not autistic. Not sure if he had had a bad experience with disabled dolphins or what, but he was about 6 years old. My 3-year-old son asked Santa once for a baby rhino. Santa told him that the baby rhino's mama would be very sad to lose her baby though. Then my son said, "Okay, well I'll take the mama too, maybe she can sleep in my mom's bed." We celebrate Christmas Eve with a large family gathering, traditional Polish food, and Santa. Either an uncle or unknown neighbor gets the honors. Drunk uncles and cousins end up on the roof, there have been injuries, making reindeer stomping noises, and the young kids really get excited. I'm mid-50s and this has been a tradition well before I was born. I have a ton of stories about Santa on Christmas Eve. One of the most memorable a few years ago when one of my cousin's kids played Santa. His girlfriend went up to sit on Santa's lap and get her gift. She didn't know it was him at first. The gift she opened was her ring and he proposed. It was really sweet but it took her forever to say yes. I thought for a few minutes she was going to say no. In front of his entire extended family. So Santa got his wish this time. Another cousin ended up becoming a professional Santa. Real beard and all. He is the official Santa of some major Christmas events in our area and is on local TV and radio. A lot. Off topic. Sorry. I just love the fact this is my family member. He's an Uber driver as well and drives in full Santa garb during the holidays. I love my family. I worked in Russia as Snow Maiden. This is a Christmas character here, Santa Claus' granddaughter. One of the children in a wheelchair asked to walk again. It was hard. Update, for people who wanted a funny answer. In my practice he was a boy, who wanted a girlfriend. He was 5 to 6 years. How would I respond to that? I'd say this, I think. Listen. Everybody is different. Some people are big and tall and can reach things high up on a shelf. Some people are small and short so they can fit in small places, maybe to rescue someone's cat. Some special people can't walk. But that's okay. They can do things even though I can't. I met a scientist who was super smart, and he couldn't move at all. I know standing up is something you want to do, but I don't want you to worry about that. Because I'm going to send you something special instead. It's not going to be in a box, or wrapped, or in your stocking. It's going to be inside you on Christmas morning. You're going to be able to do something others have real trouble doing. I'm not sure what it will be yet. Maybe I'll help you learn to play the violin better than anyone you know. Or maybe you'll learn to be a super scientist. Maybe you'll discover a way to help people. I'm not sure yet. I need to think about what you could do best. But it will be there that morning. I promise. But it's not all going to be there. You're going to have to work hard to be the best. I'll get you started. But it will be up to you to try lots of new things until you find it. And then, you're going to be awesome. I was an assistant manager for a mall Santa with NER programs. There was a special needs 20-something black guy that would come by nearly every day. He easily weighed more than 250 pounds, so we did eventually convince him to sit next to Santa instead of on his lap. Every time he had to remind Santa what he wanted for Christmas. His list was Home Alone on DVD, Straight Outta Compton on DVD, and Prince's 1999 album on CD. Santa was awesome and brought him the Prince CD a few days before Christmas. I take my uncle, who is in his 50s with Down syndrome, to see Santa every year, and every year without fail he asks Santa for a shirt pocket, polo shirt with a pocket, Lawrence Welk tape, a VHS receding of the Lawrence Welk show. He has like 5 of them, polka tape, he means record, Barney tape, and sometimes he'll ask for slippers. It's adorable, and I love him for it. I hope that your experience with this guy was equally as heartwarming. When I was 5 years old, 49 years ago, I asked a Santa in JCPenney's at the time for a real lawn mower, the kind that my dad uses. They had me hold a microphone up to my mouth. My answer, along with every other kid I presume, was broadcast throughout the whole store. I can still hear the laughter from the adults. Handing kids a microphone in a public place is a recipe for disaster. I hope it went horribly and hilariously awry for them. After waiting 2 hours in line, my daughter asked Santa for a hot dog. My daughter asked for pancakes one year. It was very cute. But then I had to get up and make pancakes on Christmas morning instead of being lazy. Not a mall Santa my friend was one. He said that the weirdest thing he heard from a kid was a husband for his mum. I once asked Santa for my parents to get a divorce. Never asked Santa, but I should have. I just asked them at dinner one day, close to the holidays, so when are you guys getting a divorce? You fight all of the time. To be fair, they did, and it was the late 90s when everyone else's parents in elementary school were getting divorced and the other kids complained about all of the fighting. Logic. I know the weirdest thing I asked for was a pen that could write like a pen, pencil, marker, and crayon. I'd never seen one but was sure Santa could make it. I got a 4-color pen instead. My uncle was a Santa and he told me that one year a kid asked for a coffee maker because he wanted to start his own Starbucks coffee stand instead of a lemonade stand. Apparently business was not very good as a lemonade stand, but he noticed a lot of adults drink coffee, so he'd make coffee. That kid is probably a millionaire now. My older daughter, 10, timed her lemonade stands for when there were open houses in the neighborhood and she could catch all the strangers coming to look at the new house. She also talked about her sister into being the frontline seller because people like buying things from cute little girls with blue eyes. It was both some impressive observation and somewhat creepy how matter-of-fact she was about it. I just hope she doesn't end up becoming the next Elizabeth Holmes. There was a joke a radio host told that I heard about 10 years ago or so, and there was a mall Santa and this kid, and the kid wanted a Tonka truck that had a hitch or crane/hook or something, and when it comes time to tell Santa what he wants, the kid says, "I want a truck with a hooker." I grew up in a logging community and most of the kids I went to school with, myself included, had parents who worked in some capacity in the woods. When logs are stripped and ready to be hauled out, they're often pulled out or up a hillside by a line machine. The crewmen who secure lines to the logs are colloquially referred to as hookers. When I was in elementary school, about the age where some kids are starting to have a vague concept of sex, one of our teachers asked us what we wanted to be when we grew up. One kid proudly proclaimed he wanted to be a hooker with his dad. You could tell which kids were exposed to more adult ideas because there was a smattering of laughter throughout, and the teacher had no idea what to say because about 85% of the class had no idea why the other 15% were laughing. When he was feeling better, my father-in-law looked just like a real Santa. I used to mess with him around Christmas when we were out and about with a quick "Rudolph needs to get back to the pole, we need to hurry." I got a lot of really great looks from kids. The best was a shy little girl that came up and asked for some specific doll. Without missing a beat, he says, "I'm not sure what the heck that is, but I'll have Legolas look into it." He always acted grumpy about, but we all know he loved every second. My dad also looks like Santa. Amusingly, he dresses more like a Hell's Angel or cowboy. He never was a biker or anything, but big guy, long hair, leather jacket. So many kids would be like, "Look, Mom, Santa." Or "It's a cowboy," and the parent would turn to look and just a look of "oh, no" on their face and rush the kids off. Honestly, Dad is a big softy, so he is amused by both reactions. He told me recently a guy came up to him and said, "I've been real good this year." And Dad replied, "Okay, what do you want her to look like?" And the guy gave him a weird look and said, "Oh, I'm not into that." And then later Dad saw him walking arm in arm with another guy. Pretty sure Dad was being hit on.